I wanted to talk today about the future of camp and the secret to what I think would fix every camp's marketing, registration, and cash flow challenges is the subscription model. I've made a video about this before saying that I think all businesses that are going to last are going to move to the subscription model, and that camps are not going to be the exception to that. Let's assume that you're like, how in the world can camp fit onto a subscription model? Like, we offer whatever, let's say 2 weeks of a session during the summer. It's let's say it's $1,200 a week, so $2,400 total. So what the heck would you offer of value the rest of the year that would make any kind of subscription model make sense? Because camp won't fit into a subscription model the way that Netflix is. You're never going to get your price low enough to $10.99 or even $20.99. But the key here is added value. Added value. Always think about adding value. Let's keep the math really, really simple. Let's assume that the math I just used. Let's say you have a 1 week session at $1,200 for the week. All right. What does that break down to for a month? Okay. So we're talking about $100 a month. Okay, not totally unreasonable. Now, let's say you could actually get someone, but that's just your straight up tuition costs of camp. That's going to cover your staff, in the summer, your activities, your insurance, all your overhead costs, food, etc. If you charge a flat 100 all year round, then they are not getting any value the 9 months of the year. And really, they're not getting any value outside of the 1 week that their kid's going to camp. So that's not going to cut it. That's just a glamorized version of a payment plan, which half the people don't sign up for anyway. So what you have to do is you have to figure out a way that you are giving them a value every single month, with the greatest value being in the summertime. So my idea with this is, okay, let's see, what value can you add the rest of the year? What if camp directors host a weekly campfire for kids and parents, a webinar, something like that? It's a get together where you do like a virtual campfire, and kids get to like re-engage with their camp community. If you do it, I don't know how the technology would work, but if you do it like a Zoom call so that their camp friends are on there, or even if you facilitate a Zoom call with everyone that was in their cabin. What if they could do a Skype date with their counselor, and that's an international counselor who they otherwise would not likely be hearing from? And I can talk in another video about how you can compensate your staff in the way that that fits into the gig economy, because there's a solution to that as well. So what you need to do is figure out what's the value you can add year round. Even assuming you live in a climate where offering activities, comped activities the rest of the year is not feasible, then there is still so much value you can add with technology, with webinars, with Zoom calls, with parent and camper check-ins with their counselors the rest of the year, activities at camp if you do have the climate where you can do that, or if you have an indoor space. There is so much you can do. You just need to go to the drawing board. I don't want to get too specific with it because it's really going to depend on where you are, what your amenities are. But imagine if you could come up with a subscription plan that holds the spot of the camper just by being a member. So they don't have to register for camp. Simply by having their subscription. Let's say it's September right now. If you sign up for your subscription now, and it's an annual subscription, and it's, let's say it's $150 a month, okay? That's increasing your cash flow considerably. So if you have 100 families sign up for $150 a month subscription, you now have cash flow of $15,000 every single month coming in, rather than having those big hits of income and expenses. And you're not trying to chase down people that have it paid day before camp starts, or even when the kid is, if you've let them come to camp and they still have a balance. Now you've got this cash flow. There you go, $15,000 a month right there every single month. And so you're going to add value to their life the rest of the month. So now they feel even more like they're part of a community, like a family. If you can host family programming, it really all depends on what population you're serving. But I really think the future of camp is going to be the subscription model, and the camp that figures this out the best first is going to be the trend setter. So bam, subscription model. You just fixed cash flow. You don't have to market as much, because if you get those families in there, depending on what your ideal number is going to be, then you're not going to need to be out there spending the marketing dollars that the way that you once were, which is going to save on time and energy as well. I guarantee you your retention is going to shoot through the roof. Also, theoretically, like I said, if your subscription model is guaranteeing the camper's space in the camp, what if you set it up like airplanes do, where you're actually selling more seats than there are on the plane, figuring that some people aren't going to show up? So let's say that you are a member of Camp Generic all year round. You get to go to the family events, you get the virtual campfires, you get some merch at no additional charge, that it's all included with your subscription. But for whatever reason, the kid can't go the week that they normally go. There's a vacation, there's another, school activity or something that they can't miss. So they sit out that camp season for that summer, but they keep their subscription. Well, now you just brought in that income from a camper that didn't actually cost you any money. It didn't cost you food, it didn't cost you staff, and you might actually be able to sell that bed to another family. So potentially you'd have to manage this very strategically so you don't end up in a sticky situation. But imagine if you sold 110 camper beds per summer and only 100 show up, but you still got the revenue for the 110. And again, it makes registration so much easier. So I really think that this is going to be where the successful camps that make it through this transition in the digital age are going to go. I hope this added some value. It was just an idea that I had floating around, and I have a whole bunch more coming up in other videos. So I don't know, I have strong opinions loosely held, so I'm interested in the discourse. So comment, let me know what you think, if you think that there's merit to this. And also, I have a lot of ideas that would really depend on the population that you're serving, geographically what you're serving, again, what your amenities are. So if anyone is interested in actually partnering with me and running me on this, you can absolutely retain the 18 to 35 consulting services. Shoot us an email if that's something that you're interested in. Otherwise, you can just kind of take the ideas, the seeds that I planted in this video and see where that could grow with your camp. But if you want to be that first one, if you really want to up level and be like the trendsetter, then definitely touch base with me, because I have a lot of ideas and insight on how that can get done, and I would love to partner with your camp to help get it done. So I'm going to get out of my car and walk in. I guess I should turn my car off and go get some more stuff done. Anyway, thank you guys for hanging out with me today, and I will check back next time.